Welcome to the third episode of the Juicy James Show. This week, I want to talk about two of the biggest music releases, Janet Jackson, Unbreakable, and Tamar Braxton's Call No Lovers. Janet Jackson's album is a mix of pop, dance, funk, ballads, and R&B. The lyrics are all about love, and Janet is finding the human side of herself. I mean, Janet got married a few years ago, so, Janet Jackson, hopefully this is the man that she will keep for good. Okay, well, my favorite tracks, besides the new singles, are Take Me Away, that's a full-blown dance track, Should Have Known Better, that's like a River Nation Part 2. Janet sort of says in the lyrics at the end of the song, River Nation was my epiphany, and I should have known better. Obviously, what she's trying to say is, the world still hasn't changed to this day. That was 1990, and now today is 2015, and Janet hoped for a world that changed, but it never changed. I also love this ballad called Black Eagle. The lyrics are really, really deep. Night is a hot, funky, disco, upbeat pop track for the clubs, so hopefully everybody will love that track. And After You Fall is a beautiful ballad. I love your voice on the track, Janet. Well, the next track, of course, is a track called Broken Hearts Heal. It's a tribute to Michael Jackson. It's a beautiful track. To this very day, Janet still misses Michael. Well, now, on to Tamar. Tamar is just a mix of R&B, New Jack Swing. I mean, you only get New Jack Swing in the Catfish single, and there's a lot of soul. So that's your typical R&B, but my favorite tracks are Catfish, Broken Record, I Love You, and Must Be Good to You, which is a hot disco pop number, which kind of, shows off that catty side of Tamar. Tamar usually has that in-your-face attitude, so that definitely shows up on that track. So, another hot CD was a CD by a dude named Bryson Tiller, and it's called Trap Soul. It's a mix of rap and R&B. I like this dude. He's different because, his lyrics are raw, and his voice is raw, and he's kind of mixing in the singing with the rapping. So, that's another hot CD. Alright, well, moving on to singles now. So now she dropped a hot dance track. Hopefully this is going to be on her next album, which she titled Joyride. That's coming out soon. And it's a dance track with Chris Brown, and it's called Player. I mean, I love Chris Brown, but she could have included another, singer on the track. Well, I got news later on about Chris Brown. I mean, I love him, but right now, don't really love him all that much. I will tell you later. Well, Jordan Richard released a hot track named Dance. It's probably going to be on her next series of her Heart trilogy. Also, I'm loving Netta Brio. She's a R&B soul singer. She had a song called 2 Times Crazy, which everyone knows her for. And her new EP is called 580. And that's a hot EP, so, that's hot new R&B. I'm always looking forward to things like that. Alright, well, enough of music now. One of my favorite shows that I always come home from work on Monday nights is called Dancing with the Stars. And this is a hot show. I love watching, the show. The new season's pretty cool and everything like that. And one of the contestants on the show was named Kim. She suffered a mini stroke, but now she wants to make her return Dancing with the Stars. They eliminated her off, and Carrie Ann now that is a bitch. She says no. Typical Carrie Ann. Carrie Ann, just be quiet. You're so judgmental, honey. Okay, well, Whitney Carson is engaged. I'm loving that. Last week, Alfonso Ribeiro, the Mirrorball champ, was one of the judges on the show. Alfonso kind of talked too much. Like, who was he? Hello? You were only contestant for one season. You were very judgmental, honey. You need to work on that the next time you come on the show. You weren't, like, all that, you need to stop. Of course, again, I thought Tamar was amazing. Her scores were, I think it was 7, 8, 7, and 7 or something like that. Well, Tamar was amazing again. But going back to Kim, I still feel like they should have gave Kim a second chance. So we'll see what goes on with that. Alright, well, also on TV, has anybody watched a new episode of Law & Order? I kind of stopped watching it because, you know, it's a little too much for me sometimes. Well, they based it on Caitlyn Jenner. This episode had nothing to do with Caitlyn Jenner, so I don't know what this was all about. But it was about some 15-year-old kid, who was kind of like, I guess, like, his self-esteem and everything, like, you know, these, what do you call it again? Not self-esteem, peer pressure. He was pressured into, pushing this transgender kid off a cliff, and he died. But still, you know what? Why did Law & Order producers pick a black kid? That's very racist and stereotypical. I think out of all races, you pick a black kid to, you know, throw this transgender kid off a cliff. That's very racist. So hopefully, you know, Law & Order stops doing things like that. Alright, well, you know, I was, like, kind of on the internet before, and I was, like, researching things, and I was reading how, in Fetty Wap's new CD, Fetty Wap says he imagines pepper spraying a gay N-I-G-G-A. Hello, F you, honey. We don't really care if you don't like gay people. I mean, you look gay yourself with your dreads, you know, that's weaving through your head. That's so gay to me. I mean, those are not even your real dreads, honey. So you need to stop with that. You just a gay mofo yourself. Fetty Wap, please. I don't even listen to music now after that. I also read that about a few weeks ago, Chris Brown denied canceling a Pride event in the UK because gay men were there. Hello, y'all need lives. Y'all need to get past the gay thing. Yes, we gay, but does it matter to you? I don't understand that crap, you know? Alright, well, speaking of my personal life, I had an interview with a placement agency on Monday, and on Thursday, I was waiting for the bus, and this guy from the agency calls, and he doesn't even call from the agency, he calls from his cell phone, and he was very rude. His first words are like, "Oh, can you work tomorrow? Excuse me, can I work tomorrow? I have a job already. I specifically told all y'all at the agency that I want to make better money and I want a real job. Job. Not something where you're just going to hire me for one day." So, this guy didn't even go into telling me how much the job was, how much I paid per hour, where the job was. Hello, I need to prepare, and plus I work the next day, so you can't just put me on the spot with that. So, you know what, screw this agency, I really don't care, and you know what, they call me again, let it be more legit, because you know what, I don't have time for this stuff. So, you know, he hung up and he was really rude, but that's all I really have to say. Well, you know what, I should have talked about this before Law & Order, but I did find a new hot show on Friday night. It's called Dr. Ken. It's really cute, and, you know, it's been a while since we've seen a really funny Korean-American family come to TV. Asians don't always get the love they deserve here in America, because it's been a while since Margaret Chow and her All-American show, so this family's really, really funny, and plus, the sexy, cute Tisha Campbell's on the show, and, you know, that's different, kind of being that all the characters on the show is Asian, and Tisha Campbell's African-American. That was pretty cool. So, you know, it's the first time that, you know, well, not the first time, kind of like the second time, that Asian Americans are on TV, being represented and everything, in the American media. Plus, the very funny Margaret Chow appears on the show, and she plays Dr. Ken's sister. So, it's a really, really funny show. Dr. Ken is, of course, you know, a comedian in real life. He's a doctor turned comedian. So, the show is based upon his life. But in real life, you know, that's what he is. He's a doctor turned comedian, but on the show he is a doctor and everything. So it's pretty cool. And his character refuses to give up his daughter who's growing up. So that's really funny. And his son is funny and everything. So, you know, hopefully that becomes my favorite new show on television. Well, until next week, I had fun doing this again. Thanks for tuning into the Juicy James show. And next week we'll have another set of things to talk about. And that's pretty much it. So, you know, thank you for watching my show. This was a little longer tonight. Thank you, and have a good night, y'all.